Hello, Adam.
Hello.
Long time no see.
Yeah, long time. You've had a conference or a trip you were on, I think, last week.
Oh, yes. A test one.
Yep. All good. How
Absolutely
was
all
it?
good. Could be better. Let us be honest. Very strange one. Exhibitors were fantastic,
Mhm.
absolutely fantastic. But then, in terms of attendees, empty.
Well,
Let us say as it is, empty. Fantastic exhibitors, container manufacturers, some venture capital investors. Uh,
mhm.
God, a Bitcoin core developer, like lots and lots and different people. The core people that was there, open for audience, was fantastic. But
Well, you don't have to have a lot of good people, just a bunch of good people to really get some value out of the
yes,
networking.
absolutely. Well, the networking for myself was amazing, and for everybody else as well, as the organizer. Well, but it was really good for me to see many potential problems. So it was
Mhm.
a test event for the domain summit,
Okay.
and it just says, okay, follow up this, that, and local SEO or local marketing.
Mm.
We all know
There was,
local.
yeah.
How are your things? How is the GE.ke? Has it moved away?
Um, no, everything's good. I have I've had a couple of busy weeks, personally and professionally, so it's been a little bit busy, but all's good. Um, Everything's good. I still have all my KEs. I'm probably going to register more. Are you done with the registrar yet?
Not yet. I will start tomorrow. I will start tomorrow getting back on it. Yes,
No
but
problem.
yes, but yeah, Ah, it is on my list. It is on my list. So many things are changing. I have fired my Nepalese team.
Hired or fired?
Fired,
Oh,
fired.
well,
Yes,
that's not good.
delivery, delivery issues.
Uh,
Yes, some did leave, but then in the end they effed up really, really properly,
well, that's not good.
and it did cost me. Well, we still survive. We're on,
Yeah.
and that's okay. Adam, and so the last time you said that there was somebody incoming lead for ge.ke for Kenya. They
Yeah,
made an offer.
it's still ongoing.
Okay,
A bit of back and forth, but still ongoing. Definitely somebody is interested in it and somebody wants it. So
okay,
all good there.
and you don't know who it is,
No,
who he or she is.
not
No.
yet. No.
Okay, so good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. My name is Helmuts Meskonis. I'm the founder of HostMaria, but today the main guest is Mr. Adam Dicker from Canada, Toronto, and he is one of the most well-known domain experts in the world. And it is your chance to ask him live questions, and Adam will try to answer them. And today we'll be talking about a very, very specific topic: how to sell or how to list and sell your domain names on marketplaces. At these times when everything is down, probably your crypto portfolio is down, and not only so, most of investment portfolios are down, and you might need some cash. And let us see what are the best ways to sell our domain names on marketplaces.
There.
Yes, Adam,
Yeah. No. There's
you
lots
you
of
you
different.
you had a smile.
No, because I was thinking about there's lots of different ways to sell them and different strategies to use on the marketplaces. And the one that I typically use is I tend to list them on all the marketplaces. And I know people like to say, well, if you're paying 10% here and 15% there and 20% there, do you take it into consideration? In most cases, I don't, but some people like to charge an extra. If they want 1,000 for something, maybe they'll mark it up to 1,100 if it's 10% or things like that. I don't tend to do that, but what I tend to do is I tend to list them on the major marketplaces, which for me would be Sato, Afternic, and those are the two most major ones as far as getting traffic to your site. Then you can list them for indexing purposes or maybe hopefully other traffic on sites like Epic and Dan. Now that I think Dan's been purchased by GoDaddy
By
since we last
GoDaddy,
spoke,
yes. Mhm.
so that should help. But no, I like to list them at different prices. So if I want to get $1,000 for a domain name, I may list it at 1,500 somewhere else, $1,000 on one or two of them, and then people always think that they'll come, they'll negotiate. For some reason, they always find the higher price one first, and they ask me if I'll lower it, and I say no, and then they just go and buy it on a buy now for 1,000, thinking they save money, and didn't realize that that's what I was hoping to get out of it in the first place. So there's that, but make sure that you're listing them. I'm just reading the comments.
Yes, we will get to the comments and the questions on the second part. Today we'll have a shorter one. We'll be here for 45 minutes only. I do apologize. After 50 minutes, I have an important.
That's my fault. I was late today, so.
No.
But no, I definitely use the marketplace as a strategy, but you also have to not sit around and wait for the marketplaces to generate traffic for you. The marketplaces are great to show credibility and also to direct outbound emails or campaigns that you use to tell people to go here. So for example, if you had five potential buyers for domain name, you may want to send them all to a thing if you're doing an outbound campaign and say, look, it's the first one available, first one top bid gets it, and there it goes through there. And then it gives you a way to process it. The marketplaces make it easier and for you to process and get paid as well. And generally the fees are low, but if you already have a buyer, I would just send them to somewhere like dan.com where you know you're going to get paid and there's not going to be an issue. Although we know there has been issues before with, oh, maybe it'll fix their problem with people offering to pay, but they wouldn't wire to the Netherlands. So maybe now that they're owned by GoDaddy, it'll fix that problem. Who knows? But every marketplace has value. You're just going to get more traffic off certain marketplaces than you will others.
Starting from the very beginning, so about the places where to sell. So you said that two main ones are Sido and Afternic, of course, and then the second line would be Epic and Dan. What about quite a lot of people are saying you should also list at the Digital Point and NamePros?
It really depends. If you're looking for reseller sales, then that may be the best place to go. But if you're looking for retail traffic, there's no better way than being listed on Afternic and combined with GoDaddy. And if you list it through GoDaddy, that's fine too. But there's no better way for retail sales than if you're looking for a marketplace than to go through GoDaddy.
Fantastic. Which name servers would you use? So now you need to make a choice. So you have listed all your domain names at Sido and Afternic.
Yeah. So I would use probably the Afternic name servers. And I was out of the ones, they have a bunch of them, but I would use NS5 and NS6 as the two that I would use. Those are the ones that are for sale pages only without any parking stuff on it. And they're pretty nice looking for sale pages. So that's what I would use. I'm not looking to make, you're not going to make much money off parking, so forget about that. You're going to have to find traffic and direct them to that page on Afternic or on GoDaddy that's selling your domain name.
Okay. What next after you have listed your domains? Let us say a person has a portfolio of 100 domain names.
Yeah. So after you've listed your domain names, that's literally only 2% of the work. You can sit around and wait for 200 years for somebody to come by, and if you have a good name, maybe somebody will come by, and it does happen once in a while. But generally, you need to go out and look for possible buyers for your domain names and then send them either a link or just talk to them that the name is available. Chances are they're going to look up the domain name anyway. So if it's marketplaces.com or whatever it is, chances are people are going to go there anyway. But a lot of people figure that if a name is on a page, even a park page, they may think that the name is unavailable. So I think that one of the best strategies is just to make sure it's listed on all of the marketplaces that you're going to generate traffic from, and then you have to do the outbound work to actually get the name sold. Otherwise, like I said, you could be waiting quite a while.
Okay, and then what would be the first steps?
So the first steps would be depending on the domain name. If it's a first name, last name, if it's a vertical, if it's a local company. Let's say it's a let's see, we can use Richmond Hill Massage or Richmond Hill Gym or something like that, because Joe's from Richmond Hill. Find all the gyms in Richmond Hill, and you can do it the old way. You can look it up in the yellow pages and find a listing of all the gyms. You can go to LinkedIn. You can do a search engine search for Richmond Hill gyms, and then it'll give you all of the Richmond Hill gyms, because you don't want them just in the UK. Nothing personal, Joe, but you want, there's a Richmond Hill in Georgia, there's a Richmond Hill in Canada. You can sell it to anybody in any of those cities as long as they operate a gym. So you can do something like that, and then you can extract the search engine's results. You can go to their website pages. Maybe they have something else. You can also look up everybody that has Richmond Hill Gym that may not have been able to get Richmond Hill Gym, and find everybody else who's got Richmond Hill, I don't know, workout gym or something longer, and you can take a look and figure out how to get them to reduce and lower, shrink their domain name to get more of a premium domain name like Richmond Hill Gym or Richmond Hill Veterinarian or Vet or Plumbing or whatever you'd like to do.
Okay, Adam. So when we list our domain names, we need to price them.
Yes.
And we need to price them not only to sell, but to sell for acceptable price. And we all know if we list domain names for extraordinary prices, crazy prices, one might sell in the million, but that is a lottery.
Yeah.
So what did you say about prices?
So for most people that understand the value of their portfolio, which is probably not most people, you need to price your names at a realistic level that people will be able to buy them at and can afford to buy them at. Always keep in mind what it cost you to buy the domain name, plus all the renewals for the last 5 years or 10 years or 1 year, depending on how long you've had it. So you need to take in the purchase price. If you paid $100 for it and then you've renewed it for 5 years, it's like $150. So obviously, unless you're cutting your losses, you want to price it higher than $150. So I would start, depending on the name, you'd start with $9.99, $4.99, or even $34.99. It depends what the name is and what the value is.
Okay, what have you done with your Canadian three-letter domain names? Now let us see what the expert has done.
Yeah, so I registered, I don't know how many thousand or eight, I don't even know how many it was, three-letter .cas. I think I put them all at $49.95, and
$49.95. Okay.
Yeah, they're not as valuable as the two-letter ones, but they're still, listen, for $10 or $8 or whatever I paid for it. If I sell a couple at $49.95, it will have paid for the investment, and then I'll continue to look for more and add more. The other thing that people do is you have to make sure that as a domainer, you may not sell anything this month, but you have to keep track of your expenses in a sheet, in a spreadsheet, or whatever you want, Google Sheets, and put in what your expenses are for each month. So if I had to renew 50 names today, that's $500 that I've laid out. So I'm going to have to do something or sell something to make at least $500 going forward. Ideally, you want to be a profitable business, so you should always be making more than you spend, and that's hard to do if you're buying the wrong domain names. So you have to make sure that you're trying to, it's better to have, by the way, talking from somebody who owns a lot of domain names, it's better to have 10 really great domain names than just to have 1,000 crappy ones that you're never going to sell.
Can you share a barebone Google Sheet?
I don't have one handy, but I can put one up. I can make a note to put one up if you like.
Okay.
Actually, we can add it to the bottom of this video where they can download it afterwards.
Absolutely.
They'll have like the different ways that you could calculate your expenses, and it'll also tell you over 12 months, if you've had a domain for 4 years and 8 months, it'll tell you what it's cost for 4 years and 8 months. And then you can decide, like I said, to list them in that spreadsheet at different prices on marketplaces or the same. But you have to operate like you're a business, and you can't operate like, oh, I bought these domain names, great, who cares? You have to know exactly what you're doing and what you're spending, and hopefully you're profitable. Otherwise, you need to do this part-time.
Okay, and even if you do it part-time, nobody should lose money.
No.
Absolutely.
No, unless you enjoy it. Like going to a soccer game, I'll spend money on tickets. I'm not going to get anything out of it except enjoyment. So if I'm going to enjoy it, it's great. But I don't want to own domain names just because I enjoy them. Oh, actually, I can tell you something else that I did this week while you're away. Last Friday, I did my will.
Oh, okay.
I updated it for the first time since my kids were under 18 when I had to decide who they would go with if something happened to my wife and I. So last Friday, I redid my will and had to allow for all the digital assets and things like that to figure out how I was going to distribute them after I die. If one of the kids is managing the assets, how they're going to distribute the revenue and things like that. So
that is on my list as well.
I had to do it.
I could say on my bucket list.
Yeah. Well, that's the last place you want to leave it on a bucket list. Is funny,
well,
but
no, you need to do it before you play the bucket.
What's interesting was the lawyer set it up differently than I would have. So he set it up so, let's say I have one of the kids managing it. If something sells, it divides 4 ways. But if one of the kids has passed away and it sells, he had it being divided 3 ways. And I'm like, no, that kid's family should still get something, his spouse or his kids. So no, we're going to have to do it 4 ways no matter what.
And who is paying renewals?
The person who I selected to manage the portfolio, the child that I chose to manage the portfolio. But those renewals will come out of any sales and expenses that they would incur. Plus, I can also tell you that I'm sharply narrowing down the portfolio that they're going to manage to under probably a couple thousand names. The rest of them are basically going to either sell during my lifetime or goodbye, but I'm leaving them all the ones that are worth over $50,000 to $100,000 based on my experience. And I'm telling them, don't sell these names for under this amount of money, no matter how many times people call.
Okay.
Just say no, goodbye.
Can you mention a few of them?
Yeah, I mean there's some.
So which ones are the domains that should not sell for a certain amount of money?
Two-letter.coms, two-letter.cas,
So
generic.
okay, so two-letter.coms. What is the no price?
So for two-letter.com, nothing under $1 million, and I don't care if they have to wait 10, 20 years. For the CAs, it's probably going to go up should I live longer, but right now it's nothing under 300,000 for the two-letter.cas.
Wow.
And then for other names that are, well, if a company wants it, if a company can afford to buy it at 200, they can afford to buy it at 300. Yeah, I mean, Pricewaterhouse, they don't care about the money. They just want the actual domain for the brand, and that's what anybody buying a two-letter domain name would want, unless they're buying it for their initials because it's something to them. Any major names like Anxiety or Reputation Repair or anything else, I've put minimum prices on all of them for them to manage, and we'll see how it goes. Of course, when I'm gone, they can do whatever they want, but hopefully I just want to make sure that they have a future, and my grandkids can have a future based. They may say 3 generations down, hey, this idiot bought this domain name, and now look, we're getting $3 million for it. So I guess this two-letter CA wasn't such a bad deal. So we'll see. That's all I could do. I've got most things in my life that I would want. Now it's time. I'm just basically providing for my kids and trying to get them started out with houses and things like that, because they'll never be able to afford anything with just a single job the way the real estate market is now and skyrocketing. So my job now is just to make sure that they're all prepared for the world. 2 of them are. The other 2 I'm still working on.
Okay, and so you have around 1,000, a little over probably 1,000 LLLs, so Canadian 3-letter domain names.
Yeah, I would say more than that. Pretty
and
close.
Are they listed at both Sedo and Autonic?
They're listed. To be honest, they're listed at Afternic. I just haven't had time to update the SATA listings.
Okay, are they listed at Dan and Epic as well?
Dan only because I started out with them on Dan and then I moved everything to Afternic. So yes, they're listed on Dan and Afternic.
Okay, and not an Epic?
No.
Not an Epic. Okay, the name servers?
The name servers are all set to exactly what I suggested.
NS5, NS6?
Absolutely.
Fine.
I can't drive a Ford and promote a Cadillac. I have to promote what I'm doing. So if I do it, I got to do the same thing for everybody.
Okay, the prices are $49.95. Yes,
something like that.
Something like more or less.
I'm pretty sure it's $49.95 for all of them.
And once you list them on Sedo, you will add a bit more. Yes, probably.
I don't know. I'll probably list them for the same price. Like I think the commission on both of those is the same. So no real. I think they're both at 20% now. And somebody posted today, by the way, that Sado is now listing traffic stats to your domains inside your domain panel. It just started today or yesterday, I guess.
Okay. Now here's a question, and this is a related question. What about the squad help?
So
other premium marketplace.
Yeah, I know some people have found them useful. I've never had anything get sold. I have to be honest with you. I think I applied for one of these companies back when they first started, and I think all of my good 4 letters or 3 letters or even 3 letters were declined, and I was like, screw this. And honestly, I never tried again. Probably in the last 10 to 12 years, I haven't tried again just because they pissed me off the first time.
Okay, let me continue this question. Above.com. What about above.com? Australian marketplace.
About.com?
Yes, above.
Oh, above. Oh, yeah. Yes. Again, it's just another marketplace. If it doesn't have the straight shooting on this is if you don't have the eyeballs from GoDaddy, and it's not interlaced with the GoDaddy network or your registrar, sometimes you can put them for sale at your registrar and they'll get both on Afternic and Sado. I have that at Hexanet where I can just list them there if I want to, rather than going to Afternic and they'll still show up as for sale. But if you're not getting your eyeballs on it from GoDaddy, you're not going to get anything out of the marketplaces. Nothing substantial.
So today it is all about GoDaddy.
It's GoDaddy sees companies that are doing as well or getting up there in the market, they buy them. And that's why Dan got bought, and that's why the domain, whatever that stupid thing was, sold. Domain Graduate, I don't even know what it was. It used to be called Domain Graduate, the Domain Academy, Seiger's school or whatever it was. I forget the name of it. I don't know.
Oh, come on. Oh, cool place. Many people have learned lots of things.
Oh, I'm sure. I just don't remember the name. But
DN Academy.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
But GoDaddy is smart about seeing people rise in an area that could be competition to them, and they just buy them. And that's how you work a smart business. You know, there's no reason to invent everything, and now you're buying Dan's customers, buying their database. You've probably got a better parking service than what you had. So,
what about Flippa?
Flippa, to me, it's been just personally to me, it's been dead for years and years, long before.
It seems that there are some domainers who are actually making killing there.
It could be. I don't know where they're getting their traffic from, because it's not going to be your retail public going to Flippa. You probably have a better chance on eBay than you do on Flippa of getting retail traffic. At least lots of people go to eBay to buy things, huge, but yes. It's eyeballs. You want eyeballs. But the best thing you're going to need to do anyway is get those domains in front of potential buyers, and you're going to have to find them. They're not going to come to you. I've said all along, 2% of your work is just listing on marketplaces, and the rest of it is going to find buyers for your domain names.
Okay, now there is such a tiny thing. What about description?
What do you mean description?
Some marketplaces do allow to list a description for your domain names. At least Sado does.
You're talking about like meta tags and meta info and page titles?
You can do a description. So once a person opens a landing page for a domain name, then there would be a description provided by you.
Yeah, I've never found them to be. I've tried them before, and I've never found them to really help with sales. Even when I'm buying domain names, sometimes I'm in the mood for a certain type of industry or a certain type of thing. I'll go to Afternic, I'll go to Sado, and I'll go to GoDaddy, and I'll type in, let's say I'm looking for crypto domains. I'll type in, it has to start with crypto, so I'll type in crypto, and I'll see what's there that I was interested in. And then from there, I'll just go. But I'm looking at it as a reseller. I'm not sure how many end users, besides going to GoDaddy's site and typing in crypto and wanting a name like Crypto Squad or whatever it is and searching it and seeing it's not available, or if they see it's available at a premium price, they may think that's just what they have to pay for the domain name in general. So okay. I remember I'm a former employee of GoDaddy, but I still believe and I still know that GoDaddy is the place and the marketplace. GoDaddy owns this industry, and until somebody steps up that's bigger than them, they're just gonna have all the eyeballs.
Somebody who steps up or doesn't sell themselves to GoDaddy.
Well, that's true too.
That will be the step.
That's true too. It could be somebody who has huge backing who decides to start a registrar, and if they've got money behind them, they can get any TLD or CCTLD or GTLD they want. They just have to have enough money to buy them, and then GoDaddy's going to have a stiff competitor. But nobody has stepped into that marketplace yet.
Uniregistry was a good pretender, but then again, they bought them.
Yeah, I mean, Uniregistry was good. Frank Schilling obviously meant a lot to the domain space. But I mean, at a point for a company, your goal when you start any company as an individual is probably to be acquired eventually, even as a board of directors. Most companies have the goal of being acquired rather than just stay around and work forever.
Or IPOs.
Yeah, they could do IPOs. GoDaddy's tried that, I think, twice already, and never came about. I think they even changed Bob Parsons for one of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've tried twice that I know of. Come close, but not actually IPO'd.
They will try more and more, and they'll succeed.
But that's the only thing they can do. And now they're trying to, if they continue to add different, they've got a lot of products and features, and they can do it. But when? Who knows? And there will be another gorilla eventually is going to be strong enough and tough enough to come in and
Any
want to
upcoming
dominate the
any
space.
any upcoming gorillas?
Not that I know of. I have to be honest. Everybody's afraid of them.
Are Germans? So Sedo, Internet-X, are they strong enough?
I don't know. Just
Are,
remember,
are they aggressive enough?
time will tell. I mean, it really depends. You look at IBM. They were the big gorilla for a long time.
Yes.
And then it took a while, but eventually other companies got wind to it and did what they had to do to compete and take over some of the market share from them. It's the same thing with Google. Google, a lot of them have tried to compete with Google, just can't do it. Yahoo's tried numerous times. Yahoo was the gorilla before Google, and Google came along and stomped them. So
Now it is a
there's
toy
always going to
now
be
it is
another
a, now
gorilla.
it is a toy gorilla,
Yeah.
sadly.
But it doesn't mean it doesn't have value. They can still own 5 or 10% of the market share and still be wealthy. You don't have to own 100%.
So what about you mentioned that names of NS5 and NS6 as those do not show up ads.
Yeah.
Basically, those are not for parking. Are you really against the parking?
No, I'm not against parking. What I'm against is creating diversions for people on what they're looking for on the page. If I'm trying to sell a name, making 8 cents or $1 a month or what, it's not going to help me. It's not going to help me sell a really high-end name by going to a parking page and have somebody click on something that I'm not getting indexed for, that the parking company is getting index and traffic for, and I'm not really benefiting, except maybe I'm getting a few pennies here and there. There was a day, I've said it before, I used to make $700 to $1,000 a day in parking. Those were the days. Now, if that was still the case, I would definitely have everything on parking, but I don't know anybody really who's making solid revenue on parking that they could quit their job and have a living from just parking revenue. You could in the early days, even in the Middle Ages, as I like to call it, for domains, but not so much now.
Okay.
I would be starving. Even with all the domains and the good ones I have, I'd be starving.
I have to say that I definitely want to test out parking today. I did as Sedo has Sedo actually are coming to the domain summit.
Yep.
They can confirm it. Yes, they're coming. They're sending 2 guys over. That's great. That is great. I wish to meet them in person as well. Their telephone support is good, but then when I had problem, I sent them an email. So I changed my name servers. I want to have parking pages and sale, and just doesn't resolve in anything. And then when I opened the support ticket, the reply was, "Please check your browser for." Come on! And now I'm testing, and now I'm changing all my. So I have over 200 CCTLDs, and I'm testing out ParkLogic.
Yeah, Michael Gilmore's platform.
They should be good. They should be good.
I just know he's a great guy. He is a great fellow, always been, and I've had great experiences with Sado too. I've sold lots of domains on Sado.
Absolutely.
So
and
I've also bought quite a few off of Sado that turned into gold mines. So I think Sado's amazing. They're probably definitely the marketplace that I've had the most transactions for buying and selling, without a doubt.
Plus, they have brokers with big names. Yes.
Yeah.
And I really like Sedo. I wish I could use the Sedo's name servers, but you said you would go on GoDaddy. In my case, I've got CCTLDs, and then.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I don't think there's anybody who's classier and nicer than Dave Evanson. I mean, he's probably one of the top guys in the industry for just being a really good guy. Never gets into trouble with anybody, and he's just a good guy.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, I will wait. I will meet them in August. Until that, I'll be testing out ParkLogic.
Yeah.
But at the moment, that traffic, I can see the redirects go to some news site owned by them, and that actually raises my eyebrows.
Yeah.
You can check it. Type into AV, so Alpha Victor .be, so Belgium.
AV.be.
Yeah. Where does it take you?
Takes me all over the place. It redirected like 3 or 4 times, and now it says RTB. Now it's taking me to quick visa processing
Oh, okay.
dot
So,
something.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
Oh no, this is bad. This takes me to one of those virus screens.
Oh God, really?
You don't want to see this, but I'll share it with you anyway.
Let us share it.
Yeah,
Oh God, Park
you
Logic.
definitely don't want to see this. Let's just share the window. Which window? We'll do entire screen because I don't
And
care.
whoever is watching here, this is
This is what it took
yeah,
me to.
yes, this is all unplanned. And
Yeah. Goodbye.
oh God, okay,
So that took me to a virus screen, which is like, yeah, I'll pass on that. Thanks.
okay. So
So no, I don't want to install software and crap. But it honestly it redirected like 4 or 5 times. Now he may have different solutions for people that are
okay,
in different countries. That happens a lot too. But you'll be installing browser crap for people that they'll have trouble getting rid of.
they should have an option where there is a banner that says that this domain is for sale or something. I just want
Well,
to.
I'm sure he
Yeah,
does. You'd have to speak to him, but that
yeah.
one clearly shows nothing but junk.
Okay.
That was big back about 15 years ago when people were installing stuff all over, and they made a fortune for every install.
But basically, they are selling. They are selling traffic. That's
Yeah.
that's a good business.
Yep.
Okay. So no.
Michael's a stand-up guy. That Michael is Gilmore is just an incredible guy. I've met his family. My kids have had dinner with him and his wife, and he's just an amazing guy. We've been to probably about 20 conferences together.
I've done some background check on ParkLogic, and wherever I see his comments, and he's really like he goes, "We are not this large corporation. We are doing everything properly. We are not stealing your funds and stuff like that." That is something I really like.
So here's a tidbit for you.
Yes.
Michael Gilmore, Michael Seiger, and myself were all kicked off a domain boardroom together. Not the same time,
Really?
but it was yeah. We all got thrown off just for nothing. But that's just the way it went on that crazy website.
Well,
By
usually,
Donna Mahoney.
usually that doesn't happen for no reason. So, what was the reason in your case?
Oh, I think if I recall, both of them were promoting their businesses or something. I don't know, but it
Okay.
was nothing they should have been kicked off, and I think they were. I don't remember. Well, what I got kicked off for, probably something similar. I don't even remember. Promoting DNform or something. I don't remember.
Ah, come on. What is wrong with promoting your business a bit?
Well, I don't know. And now I'm even promoting businesses I don't own anymore.
Okay, let us go through the questions. So, okay, hi Adam. Good evening, gentlemen. And
You'll have to get your will done, Helmuts. I did it, and I put it off for a while, and I was like,
I definitely need to do that. I've got good solicitors, really good solicitors. They're friends of mine, and I've known them for God knows what, 10+ years, and everything has been arranged. Me and my wife, we just need to get there and do our wills.
years ago, a company was started by a couple of people that were at fabulous.com. Michael, I forget his name, but he started Domain Guardians, which is specifically for wills and estates, but I don't think the company's in existence anymore. But he was a great guy, and the woman that he left with to do it was also excellent.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of good people come and go in this industry.
We'll try to stick around for a while.
Yeah.
So what are your views on Dan sold to GoDaddy?
I never worry about acquisitions. As long as Dan continues the same service. I think a lot of people are concerned that maybe GoDaddy won't pay out in Bitcoin anymore. Maybe that's one of their concerns, but Dan's Dan. They bought it because they liked it, so they're not going to destroy it. They're not going to just take all the customers and move them over to the cash parking platform run by GoDaddy. So listen, GoDaddy continues to build and add new things and new features, so it really has no effect on me and no worries whatsoever. And if you are concerned, move to another marketplace, but I don't think you have anything to worry about.
I understand that GoDaddy actually buys the businesses and they almost do not touch them. Yes, they allow the original teams or to operate. Or is that correct or not?
I'm sure they do change them. Afternic, I was there for the Afternic acquisition. I'm just thinking Afternic did go through some changes, but not a lot. Afternic was one of the first sites that they acquired, and it's still running exactly the way it was. So they didn't change it. Listen, if you can own Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and you've got the top 3 listings for Coca-Cola for Soda Pop in Google, why not own all of them, and then the top 5 are yours, and don't worry about it.
Of course.
That's the best thing to do if you can do it. So.
Yeah. And keep buying other ones, and leave them as
buy the next one that's still outranking one of your companies.
Okay. And Domain Explorer says, Adam, I think you should run a registry.
I think
Own
we've talked
registrar.
about this.
Well, not on public.
Well, okay. Oh, we didn't talk about it in public. So
Mm.
my story has been there, done that. It was
Oh, that part. Yes.
more
Sorry.
work than I could ever
Yes.
imagine. And it was the thing is, it was just domainers. I wasn't even going after the retail, so I can only imagine how hard it is to deal with all the retail questions when I was dealing with domainers who actually knew what they were talking about. But still, sometimes some domainers don't know a lot about name servers or things like that or hosting. But I've done it. Remember it was Domain Jingles. I wonder if I'll
Yes.
forget that name eventually. And I bought it. I think I told you off Logic Boxes. Paid 35K for it, and I bought it a while ago. And then I just decided I was going to buy it for my names, and then it did. It was just much more of a headache because I could get extra benefits by even if I put them at GoDaddy. If I wanted to add free whois or hosting to a domain name, or I wanted something else, it was just easier to just buy it for pennies or get it free because most companies throw in free whois protection and things like that. So, plus, the other thing about having your own registrar is, yeah, it's good to have your own registrar, but you still have to opt in to either GoDaddy's aftermarket plan or Sado's so you can get your names listed. Owning your names and being shut out in a closet by yourself is not going to be very helpful. And you don't save that much on domain names. You would think you'd save, people think you save $5 a name or something like that. It wasn't like that at all. It's probably cents that you're saving instead of dollars.
Okay. Is it a good idea to promote a domain name on Twitter?
So the answer to that is yes, only because when you promote it on Twitter, it automatically gets indexed. And then if the site wasn't indexed before, Google picks it up and then indexes it. It speeds up your indexing of your domain and your site much faster, but you're probably never going to sell your domain name through Twitter.
Okay. Okay, here is something. Hi, guys. And GoDaddy registered domains do not have Sedo multiple listing at other registrars. Your views.
GoDaddy registered domains does not have Sado multiple listings at other risks. Okay, so
I think
you're saying that if you register names at GoDaddy, you can't get them on the Sado network? I'm pretty sure that's what you're saying. That's because they're competitors. But if you register them at another registrar, I think there's a few others. What's the one that's Dyna? What's that one?
Dynadot?
Dynadot, Hexanet, I know I can opt into both platforms. Ideally, you want a registrar who can opt you into both platforms because you want to get exposure for your names. But yes, if your names are registered at GoDaddy, you're not going to be able to opt into Sado. That's just because Coke doesn't sell Pepsi.
Yep. So John has actually concerns, he says.
It's a good question. I mean, time will tell. I don't know if anybody has sold a name since the acquisition, but I would guess that there wouldn't be any. I think both Afternic and GoDaddy have both improved their payout times recently. I think you used to have to wait a week or 2 weeks for the next payment cycle, and now you can just they pay them much quicker now. I think it's like the next day or the day after. So I don't see GoDaddy didn't buy Dan to ruin it. They bought it because it was a good thing, so they're going to want to foster that and continue to grow it. And again, for them, it's better because they own Coke, Pepsi, and Mountain Dew. They're not going to kill Mountain Dew. So.
Okay. So here was the earlier question about the squad help, and here was the answer from our viewer. So Domain Explorer says that he doesn't like squad help. By the way, they don't accept domain names via mobile devices.
He brings up a good point, and this is not really about squad help, but I find that domain registrars generally do not have good mobile apps, and it's really stupid because this is an app based on online abilities, and even GoDaddy's app for me on my phone, on an Android, on a big phone, I find it hard to do a lot of the things that I need to do, and it shouldn't be that way. I mean,
for example,
registering domain names, registering bulk domain names, registering just even looking through things. I just find it's difficult. Like you just can't, changing the DNS would be a good example. I mean, it's hard enough on desktop, let alone on mobile. So selling a domain name and completing a transfer on your phone is not easy. But even registering domains in bulk, I don't find it that easy on the mobile. So that's just my opinion. I just don't find that anybody, and maybe obviously I'm wrong, there must be some other registrars. I just think that the mobile side of it, I would register many more domains than I have if I was able to do it instead of texting myself a message to remind myself to do it when I get home, which is what I do. I mean,
Really?
I can tell you, I have tons of messages to myself in my phone, text messages, and I'll see what the last few were, and it's just, I absolutely know. Well, this is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff that I was ARM mortgages, adjustable rate mortgages, figuring out what those were. I mean, there's lots of things I text myself. More on digital banking, moral turpitude, which was a phrase that was used, and I text myself all kinds of stuff just because I want to remember it when I get home, or when I'm out, or if I'm not by like. It's just, even when I'm out to eat, I have to text myself stuff so I can remember what I had. I just found something that I ate in New York the other day, beef empanadas, and I didn't know what that was, so I
Okay.
wrote it in my phone. But there needs to be better mobile apps for domaining.
And how do you send the message to yourself?
Oh, I just text myself. So you know how you send text messages to whoever?
Okay.
I just put in my own phone number and then I just text myself. It's not a genius move, but at least I get reminders quickly.
Awesome.
But then I have to remember to look at the text messages I sent myself. So that's the other thing.
Then probably most of the text messages are from yourself.
Yeah.
The next step is sending yourself Christmas cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see a snag name coming up. Okay.
It's been
so
6 months.
Yeah, so this is interesting. Snag a name, I started as a domain drop service, and the automated selling, whatever it's called, the automated seller solution for selling your domain names, where it goes out and finds the buyers and all that stuff. The good news is both those tools are on hold because they're being sold to a company. So that's good news. That's why there's been such a hold up for the last few months in getting some stuff done and some changes done. I've got people that are trying to buy the architecture for both of them. So I'm happy about that.
Okay. So it was more a business, B2B business.
It's a business decision for somebody who wants it, and I'm happy to give it up for a price.
Okay. What are your thoughts on appraisal tools?
Yeah, I've said this all along. They're garbage. They're only good for your ego. In the olden days, you could print a little certificate, put on your wall. That was about it. You can't go to a bank and say, I had an appraisal for this domain name. It's worth $100,000. Now give me $50,000 up front. Appraisals are completely useless. They're not even good to put in front of a potential buyer. They offer no value for negotiations. They just piss people off. And you can go, the best way to tell how valuable they are is pick a reasonable domain name, put it in at all 10 of the different appraisal sites that you want, and you won't get one match. So until we can get that down pat, where there's actually a really good appraisal tool that appraises everything, including potential buyers for that domain name, that may be something that I may have to work on building, an actual appraisal calculator that will go out and calculate the number of buyers based on the value of the domain, the number of searches per month, and really see what's out there, include the number of words. Until you can do all that, it's just a toy for people to play with to feel better about themselves. And it may actually have you buy domains that are useless and think that they may be worth hundreds of dollars when they're really not.
More details on that at dnmom.com. Find Adam's channel, and Adam has uploaded the video. At the moment, it is the only video there.
Hey, I only uploaded one. I thought I uploaded like 8 or 10.
No, you uploaded one.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to go in and upload some more this week because I have some time.
Fantastic. Okay, and here's another one. And we are going 5 minutes more. My apologies.
No problem.
Yes.
I'm the 10, asked to review my domains a couple months back, looking for any interest with Adam so I can learn more to help you in any boring job. I asked to review my domains, looking for any interactions or interest with Adam so I can learn. I think he wants to learn from me. I think he's got a job he hates and he wants to get out of it and maybe do some work with me, or he wants us to review his portfolio. Not sure. Either way, you have to let us what you know, and I'm happy to help.
If you have some boring jobs that are boring for you, maybe so Nitin is looking for an
Ah,
opportunity to help
he,
you out with jobs that are boring to you, and that would help him learn
yeah,
all the ropes and
he just posted he wants to be an intern, so I get it now.
bang. So what would you say about that?
Um, when I get myself organized and I'm not busy 24/7, I have a lot of people that want to be interns, but I have to find stuff to keep them busy that would be good for both of us, so we can both learn.
And managing people does take time. Oh, lots of
Well, an intern may be easier than most because you don't have to, but
the
they still want direction. They still want to learn. That's the whole purpose
interns.
of it. So
Yes, interns are coming to learn, and then they
yeah,
actually crave your attention and your time.
yeah.
But that is
I don't
good.
know.
That is good. Nitin, what can I say? For during all this time we've been doing live videos, you are the first one who has asked for this opportunity. People are
Yeah.
actually afraid to ask for opportunities, aren't they?
Well, same reason people are afraid to ask for raises or other things.
Yes.
Most people, listen, if you don't ask, you're never going to get, because nobody's going to come up to you and say, hey, are you interested in being my intern? I mean, I wouldn't know. But I mean, obviously, you have to ask for everything in life. You just have to ask for stuff. Nobody's going to fight for you and not only that, what I've noticed is you have to train your kids to be able to ask for stuff and to know what to do in every situation. They don't know what to do in the simplest of situations. My son the other day put the pool water on and didn't realize he was probably going to have to turn it off. I'm like, it's going to overflow. So you have to basically remind them and teach them. And he's 27. You have to remind them and teach them everything, I
Okay.
guess. So who knows?
Well, we all forget things.
We do.
And here's a
Yeah.
question from Tadco Group. How's your
No.
portfolio management?
No
Management
change
going?
on portfolio management. I'm still doing it day to day, but honestly, I'm a little bit more laid back because the sale is a sale and it's good and it's extra money, but it's not the end all and be all that's going to affect my life. But obviously, I do want sales.
So, have you got your tickets for London?
I do not, but I will definitely be there. It's on this video. It's my problem, and I'm looking forward to meeting some people there.
No, it
So,
shouldn't be a problem if you get the tickets on time.
oh, I'll get them. I'm going to be there. I'm not giving up a chance to meet you
So, Adam,
in person.
are you getting a table for DN Academy? Joe will be
So,
there.
what does it involve? It's a
So,
good time to promote it. What does it involve?
in regards of what the table.
Yeah, what
So
does a table cost? And come on, I don't mind.
exactly.
I don't mind contributing to the event.
Okay, fantastic. Then we can discuss that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Contributing, but the main thing, you have created this amazing group. You have what of around 800 people, something like that, and many
Yeah,
of
but
them
I
are
don't.
from Europe. Yes,
Well, if they're
and
from
one,
Europe,
and
then it's
yes,
okay.
and then many of them are from Europe, and I know that definitely many are from the UK as well. And once they come in, so I would be most happy to give you a table. So this is a restaurant, yes, with a
Yeah.
sofa type chairs
Yep.
and table in the middle, and for your community actually to come together, chat with each other, talk. You can put up even a small paper. The
Yeah,
art of the
I'm
name
interested in
drop.
doing it. I'm
That's it. Yeah,
absolutely interested in doing it because it'll give me a home to talk to people, which is nice too. So all good.
exactly. And then you don't have to run around the places. You can
No,
put your own stuff, and yeah, your own guys can come over.
sounds good.
Yes. I'm just dying to announce that we'll have welcome drinks.
Hmm.
I'm dying to announce the brand that open station that are it just takes too long.
Takes
But
time.
no. This will be awesome, and they are not GoDaddy.
And my wife is in New York that week, so it's perfect for
Okay.
me to come in. That's why I know I'm coming. She's away. While
Does
the
she
cat's away, the mice will fly to UK.
does she know that we are gonna have a party as well?
Oh, she doesn't care.
Mother,
She trusts me. I trust her. Let her have fun.
fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so it seems that our live stream is over. Maybe the last parting gifts in terms of good words in regards
Well,
to our topic.
To our topic, when you post your domains for sale on marketplaces and you actually sell one or you sell one to somebody else, make sure you back order your own domain, because I've gotten the domain 2 or 3 times that people have bought off me and I've been able to resell it to people 2 or 3 times. Back order them. People forget about them and they don't, then they renew them and they're not there and then they have to buy them from you. So use your marketplaces, get your exposure out there, but don't think it's going to solve all your problems. You still need to find buyers for your own domains. Nobody's going to help you build your business besides you. So understand that there's work involved.
Fantastic. And of course, please do come to London. So the dates are very simple. August 22nd and 23rd. That's Monday and Tuesday. I'm renting out whole restaurant for 2 days. There will be free entry, free food, free drinks. Come, register, attend, and on Monday evening we do plan to have this nightclub. We still haven't hired it, but everything is kind of agreed. So the last bits are still to be done. Come, enjoy, talk. There will be some, not only domains, we'll talk about web-related things, but it is all around domainers.
Did you ever figure out what those purple dumplings were, what the flavor is in those things?
God, I tried. Okay. And they said that
blueberry. I don't know. They look good.
No, and they've said that they've stopped doing purple dumplings. And
Okay.
I kind of started the conversations like, look, we need to get those purple dumplings back, at least.
No, I don't care what color they are. It's okay.
And I've been there several times as well. There is chicken, there is that meat. Their dumplings are so different. You take one, okay, that should be chicken, and the next one you cannot tell. Physically impossible to tell. You stand there and God knows what it is, but they are awesome. They're dumplings.
I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely amazing. Okay, and thank you, Adam. Thank you for coming in, and then see you probably next Monday.
Thank you. Obviously, we will be here.
Okay. Good night, all.
Good night.